obtain their food from plants or from other animals. Animal does not make their own food, so they depend on the ready-made food. The ready-made food comes from plant or either from other animals. Thus, animals obtain their food from plants or from other animals, which they eat. We human beings are also animals. We obtain food like rice, pulses, wheat, fruit and vegetable from plants, and foods like meat, chicken, eggs we obtain from animals. Some people eat fish, meat, eggs, etc. So they come from animals only. The animals are classified into the groups on their food habits or eating habits. These are herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores. Some animals eat only plants or plant products. So the animal which depend on the plants are known as herbivorous animals. The herbivores may eat grass, grains, fruits, or the bark of trees. Some examples of herbivorous animals are cows, sheep, deer, horse, elephant, monkey, etc. Cow is a herbivorous animal as it eats only plants as food. The herbivores are the plant eaters. Carnivorous animals. Some animals eat the flesh of the other animals and they do not eat plant at all. So we can say that those animals which eat the other animal as food is known as carnivorous animals. They eat meat or flesh of the other animals. So those animals which eat the meat or flesh of the other animals as food is known as carnivorous animals. Some example of carnivorous animals are lion, tiger, kingfishers, etc. The lion is a carnivorous animal as it eat other animals like deer, cow, goat, sheep, etc. Thus, the carnivorous animals are the meat eaters. Omnivorous. Some animals eat plants and other animals as food. So those are animals which eat both plants and animal are known as carnivorous animals. In the other words, the animal which eat both plant food as well as the meat or flesh of the other organisms is known as omnivorous. The examples of omnivorous are dog, sparrow, human beings. Human beings are carnivorous as they eat plants such as grains, fruits, vegetables, etc. and also eat animals' flesh like flesh of fish, chickens, etc. Thus, omnivorous are plant eater as well as मीट ईटर्स ऑल्सो.
हेलो गाइस, मेरा नाम श्रुति शर्मा है. मैं क्लास 10th में हूँ. मैं आपको बायोलॉजी का चैप्टर 6 लाइफ प्रोसेस, उसमें एक टॉपिक है न्यूट्रिशन, उसके बारे में बताऊँगी. आप लोग जानते होंगे कि न्यूट्रिएंट्स क्या होते हैं. न्यूट्रिएंट्स होते हैं कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, फैट्स, विटामिन, प्रोटीन, ETC. न्यूट्रिएंट से ही बना है न्यूट्रिशन. न्यूट्रिशन क्या है? इट इज़ अ प्रोसेस बाय विच एन ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऑब्टेन न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्रॉम फूड एंड यूटिलाइज दैम टू ऑब्टेन एनर्जी, बिल्डिंग एंड रिपेयरिंग देयर टिश्यू. मीन्स न्यूट्रिशन एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जिसमें ऑर्गेनिज्म ऑब्टेन करता है न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्रॉम फूड और उसे यूटिलाइज करता है एनर्जी ऑब्टेन करने में, बिल्डिंग एंड रिपेयरिंग ऑफ द टिश्यूज़. अब आते हैं टाइप्स और मोड्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशंस के. 2 मोड्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन होते हैं, ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन, हेटरोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन. ऑटोट्रॉफिक मीन्स सबपोषी, हेटरोट्रॉफिक मीन्स विषमपोषी. आज हम पढ़ेंगे ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन मीन्स सबपोषी भोजन. ऑटोट्रॉफिक दो शब्दों के मेल से बना है, ऑटो और ट्रॉफ्स. ऑटो मीन्स सेल्फ, ट्रॉफ्स मीन्स फीडिंग, मीन्स सेल्फ फीडिंग. हम आगे चलते हैं. आगे हम पढ़ेंगे डेफिनेशन ऑफ ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन. ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन मीन्स द ऑर्गेनिज्म सिंथेसाइज देयर ओन फूड, फॉर एग्जाम्पल ग्रीन प्लांट्स, सम बैक्टीरिया, एल्गे. इसका मतलब है कि ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन में जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं वो अपना खाना खुद सिंथेसाइज कर सकते हैं, वो अपना खाना खुद बना सकते हैं, किसी पर डिपेंड नहीं रहते. इसमें आते हैं ग्रीन प्लांट्स, सम बैक्टीरिया, एल्गी. ये 2 प्रोसेस के थ्रू होता है, फोटोसिंथेसिस, केमियोसिंथेसिस. अब फोटोसिंथेसिस क्या है? ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन इज द प्रोसेस बाय विच ऑटोट्रॉफ्स टेक इन CO2 and S2 and convert these into carbohydrates, or glucose in the presence of chlorophyll. Sunlight is called photosynthesis. ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जिसमें ऑटोट्रॉफ्स CO2 और H2 को टेक करता है और उसे कन्वर्ट करता है कार्बोहाइड्रेट और ग्लूकोज में. इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ क्लोरोफिल सनलाइट इज कॉल्ड फोटोसिंथेसिस. केमियोसिंथेसिस, इसमें केमिकल उनके पास प्रोवाइड होता है, इससे अपना खाना खुद बना सकते हैं. इसमें सम बैक्टीरिया एल्गी आते हैं. ये केमिकल इक्वेशन आप लोग देख रहे हो, ये फोटोसिंथेसिस की केमिकल इक्वेशन है. अब आता है रॉ मटेरियल फॉर फोटोसिंथेसिस. फोटोसिंथेसिस के लिए हमें क्या क्या चीज़ें चाहिए? सनलाइट चाहिए, क्लोरोफिल चाहिए, CO2 चाहिए, वाटर चाहिए. सनलाइट नहीं होगी तो प्लांट तो सूख ही जाएगा, पहली बात तो यही है. उसे पानी वानी कुछ नहीं मिले, उसे सनलाइट मिलनी बहुत ज़रूरी है, तो प्लांट सूख जाएगा. क्लोरोफिल नहीं होगा तो अगर सनलाइट आ भी गई तो सनलाइट कहाँ एब्जॉर्ब होगी प्लांट में? CO2 और वाटर इससे ज़रूरी, क्योंकि दोनों को कंज्यूम करके प्लांट अपना खाना बनाता है. अब मेन इवेंट्स इन फोटोसिंथेसिस. सबसे पहले एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी बाय क्लोरोफिल. एब्जॉर्प्शन मीन्स जब सनलाइट आती है तो क्लोरोफिल उसे एब्जॉर्ब करता है, यही क्लोरोफिल का काम है. कन्वर्जन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी इनटू केमिकल एनर्जी, स्प्लिटिंग ऑफ वाटर इनटू हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन. मीन्स कन्वर्जन मीन्स जब सनलाइट आ गई वो लाइट एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट हो गई. अब प्लांट ज़्यादा देर स्टोर नहीं कर सकता तो वो उसे कन्वर्ट कर देता है केमिकल एनर्जी में, और वो वाटर को ब्रेक डाउन कर देता है हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन में. इस रिएक्शन को कहते हैं डीकम्पोजिशन रिएक्शन. फिर आता है रिडक्शन, रिड्यूस ऑफ CO2 टू कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स या फिर ग्लूकोज. रिड्यूस कर देना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का कार्बोहाइड्रेट से ग्लूकोज में. अब हम आते हैं स्टोमेटा पे. टीनी पोरस प्रेजेंट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ लीफ. ये ओपन स्टोमेटा है, क्लोज स्टोमेटा है. अब फंक्शन ऑफ स्टोमेटा, एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस O2 और CO2. एक्सचेंज कर देना गैसेस, ऑक्सीजन को मतलब बाहर निकाल देना, CO2 को लेना. लॉस लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर ड्यूरिंग ट्रांसपिरेशन. लार्ज अमाउंट में लॉस कर देना वाटर का ड्यूरिंग ट्रांसपिरेशन. ट्रांसपिरेशन आपने पढ़ रखा है तो वो पता है. अब देख रहे हैं कि टिनी पोरस, इसमें टिनी पोरस है, इन्हें हम स्टोमेटा कहते हैं. इसमें आते हैं गार्ड सेल. ये गार्ड सेल जो एक काम करते हैं हेल्पिंग क्लोजिंग और ओपनिंग ऑफ स्टोमेटा. स्टोमेटल पोरस उसको ऑक्सीजन लेने में, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड छोड़ने में, हाइड्रोजन, वाटर, इन सबको करने में मदद करता है. क्लोरोप्लास्ट मेन है क्योंकि इसके अंदर एक क्लोरोफिल होता है. अब देखिए इसका मतलब, इस सेकंड पॉइंट का मतलब क्या है. आप देख रही हैं मोटा मोटा सा, ये बहुत मोटा रखा है, उसमें पानी भर रखा है, बहुत ज़्यादा पानी है. जब गर्मियाँ आएंगी तो इंटर वाटर कम हो जाएगा और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कम हो जाएगी, इसलिए पानी को निकाल देगा तो ये सुखड़ जाएगा, ऐसा हो जाएगा. इसे हम कहते हैं क्लोज स्टोमेटा. अब ये ख़त्म हो चुका है टॉपिक. अगर आपको मेरी वीडियो में कुछ समझ आया हो, कुछ भी अच्छा लगा हो मेरी वीडियो को देखकर, प्लीज़ मुझे कुछ ना कुछ लाइक ज़रूर करें. थैंक यू.
Our circulatory system, the human heart plays an important role in pumping blood into various body organs. The human heart is almost the same shape and size of a closed fist. It has been divided into 4 chambers or compartments in it. The upper ones are called the atria and the lower ones are called ventricles. Whenever the blood will enter the human heart, it will always enter through the atria, and whenever it will be pumped out, it will be pumped out through ventricles only. In this process, when the ventricles contract to pump the blood out of the heart, the blood can flow back into the atria. To prevent this backflow, special structures called valves are present, which close the mouth of the atria when needed or when the ventricles contract. There is a partition in between called the septum, which divides the human heart into left and right. This partition prevents the mixture of oxygenated blood in the left part with the deoxygenated blood in the right part. Since the ventricles have to receive the blood from the atria at a high pressure, they have thicker walls to prevent bursting. The arteries, capillaries, and veins are the main blood vessels, and blood flows through them only. The arteries always carry the oxygenated blood or the oxygen rich blood, which we call pure blood, and the veins always carry the deoxygenated blood or CO2 rich, carbon dioxide rich blood. Since the arteries have to receive the blood at a very high pressure from the ventricles when it contracts, they have thicker walls too to prevent bursting. And as the blood flows through these arteries, its speed gets slow. The main artery which is connected to the left ventricle is called aorta. Another artery called the pulmonary artery is connected to the right ventricle and transports blood to the lungs, the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The arteries get divided into capillaries, different parts, smaller and thinner. These capillaries are 1 cell thick. Oxygen flowing oxygen flowing in the oxygenated blood comes out of these capillaries through diffusion and then reacts with the glucose present in its surroundings and forms carbon dioxide, water, and energy. The carbon dioxide enters into the capillaries through diffusion, making the blood flowing through the capillaries deoxygenated or carbon dioxide rich. These capillaries then join into a main vein, and this vein carries the deoxygenated blood back to the right atria, and the right atria pumps it into the right ventricle, and the blood further goes to the lungs as it has carbon dioxide. So the lungs, through the lungs it will carry oxygen, and the whole process, the double circulation, is followed simultaneously.
Guys, this is Riya Kushwa. Today I want to tell you about the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is the process in which organisms produce their food with the help of some inorganic substances like water, carbon dioxide, inorganic salts in the presence of sunlight. Auto means self and trophic means nutrition. The exact meaning of the autotrophic is self-nutrition. The all green plants have autotrophic mode of nutrition. The plant have green colored pigment which helps to get the sunlight from the sun. They make their own food with the help of water, solar system and carbon dioxide by the process of photosynthesis. The result is the making of glucose. Nutrition in plants. The plants want some type of energy and nutrient substances to ensure that the life runs smoothly. Besides the needed of acquired from the food, proteins and nutrients in plants. All plants need some type of energies. They all have cells and tissues that can grow in girth and size. They are the creator of ecosystem and the food. some of plants that can prepare their food, but some that is can't produce their food because they have not chlorophyll. So which plants cannot make their food, that is heterotrophs, and which can produce their food, that is autotrophs. The plants like blue-green algae and cyanobacteria could be considered in autotrophs. Plants can get energy from the unliving things like from the water, solar system and carbon.
So guys, let's start today's topic, that is nutrition in amoeba. Nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular eukaryotic organism which lives in pond water. ये पॉन्ड वाटर में रहता है और ये सिंगल सेल्ड ऑर्गेनिज्म है और ये हेटेरोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन फॉलो करता है, मतलब जो खुद से खाना बनाता है वो दूसरों पे डिपेंड रहता है। और ये हेटेरोट्रॉफिक के होलोजोइक न्यूट्रिशन पे होलोजोइक टाइप का होता है ये, और ये 5 स्टेप में अपना खाना टेक करता है। फर्स्ट इंजेशन, डाइजेशन, एब्जॉर्प्शन, एसिमिलेशन और डिजेशन और एक्सक्रीशन। सो फर्स्ट स्टेप इज इंजेशन। द amoeba has a cell membrane which is very flexible. Because of this, when the bacteria or its food comes nearer to amoeba, it forms two finger-like projection known as pseudopodia, or it intakes its food with the help of pseudopodia. Then second step is digestion. In this amoeba, the food vacuole is present, which helps in digestion of food in amoeba. Digestion is a process of breaking down of complex organic food material into simpler form of food. Amoeba. Then third process is absorption. It absorbs its food with the help of cell membrane. Then fourth is assimilation. The digested food get utilized to produce energy is known as assimilation. ये अपना से मतलब वो फूड से एनर्जी गेन करना, ये होता है एसिमिलेशन, और यही अमीबा करता है। और लास्ट स्टेप है एक्सक्रीशन या एजिशन। जो अनडाइजेस्टेड फूड रह जाता है वो अमीबा में कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल होती है, उसमें से वो सीक्रेट बाहर निकल जाता है अनडाइजेस्टेड फूड। Undigested food is thrown out by the help of contractile vacuole in the amoeba. So guys, ये था न्यूट्रिशन इन अमीबा। अब हम न्यूट्रिशन इन अमीबा फिगर बना के समझेंगे, देखते हैं। यह न्यूक्लियस, यह अमीबा। इसके बाद जब इसकी यहाँ पे फूड आ जाता है, इसका यह बैक्टीरिया या फूड, तो ये तो फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस बना लेती है ऐसे। इन फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस को कहते हैं सूडोपोडिया, या फिर इन्हें फॉल्स फीड भी कहते हैं। और फिर ये अपना फूड अंदर ले लेती है फूड वैक्यूल की वजह से। ये इससे एनर्जी ले लेता है, जैसे एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है, एक ही चीज़ हो जाएगी उसके लिए। और फिर लास्ट है ये, यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल होता है, इसकी वजह से ये अपना डाइजेस्टिव फूड जो वेस्ट होता है उसे बाहर निकाल देता है। तो ये था न्यूट्रिशन इन अमीबा। इसकी मदद से ये अपना खाना लेता है और उसे बाहर निकालता है और एनर्जी गेन करता है। बस।
Hello everyone. Today we will talk about nutrition in amoeba. Nutrition in an amoeba occurs through a process called phagocytosis, where the entire organism pretty much engulfs the food it plans on eating up. The mode of nutrition in amoeba is known as holozoic nutrition. It involves the digestion, ingestion and egestion absorption of food material. Amoeba does not have any specialized organ for nutrition. Its entire process is carried through body surface with help of pseudopodia. Now we will read what is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition is process of nutrition that take place in organism which take solid or liquid food inside their body. Holozoic nutrition in amoeba take place in following steps. First, ingestion. Second, digestion. Third, absorption. Fourth, assimilation. Fifth, egestion. Now we will see a picture of different processes involved in the nutrition in amoeba. So this is the picture of the processes nutrition in amoeba. The first picture is related to ingestion. And now what is ingestion? Ingestion. When a food particles come near amoeba, it ingests these food particles by using pseudopodia around it. And the second is digestion. The food is digested in food vacuole by digestive enzymes. And third, absorption. The digested food present in the food vacuole is directly absorbed into cytoplasm of amoeba by diffusion. And fourth is assimilation. Food absorbed by amoeba is used to obtain energy for maintaining and life processes. And the last is egestion, when a sufficient amount of undigested food collects inside the amoeba. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anya of class 10th. So आज मैं ऑटोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन को एक्सप्लेन करूँगी. Basically, it is the mode of nutrition in which organisms make their own food by combining some simple inorganic materials from the surrounding. ऑटोट्रॉफिक. ऑटो का मतलब होता है सेल्फ और ट्रॉफिक का मतलब होता है न्यूट्रिशन. तो सेल्फ न्यूट्रिशन ऐसा मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन जिसमें ऑर्गेनिजम्स अपना खाना खुद बनाएं. इन ऑर्गेनिजम्स को ऑटोट्रॉफिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स या फिर ऑटोट्रॉफ्स कहते हैं. इनके एग्जांपल्स हैं जितने भी ग्रीन प्लांट्स होते हैं उनके पास क्लोरोफिल होता है, तो इसीलिए वो अपना खाना खुद बना सकते हैं और उन्हें ऑटोट्रॉफ्स कहते हैं. पर जितने भी नॉन ग्रीन प्लांट्स होते हैं वो अपना खाना खुद नहीं बना पाते क्योंकि उनके पास क्लोरोफिल नहीं होता, इसलिए उनको ऑटोट्रॉफ्स नहीं कहते. पर ऐसे कुछ बैक्टीरियाज भी होते हैं जो अपना खाना खुद बना सकते हैं और इसीलिए उनको ऑटोट्रॉफिक बैक्टीरियाज या फिर ऑटोट्रॉफ्स कहते हैं. ऑटोट्रॉफिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स के पास एक ग्रीन पिगमेंट होता है कॉल्ड क्लोरोफिल, एंड क्लोरोफिल इज़ यूज्ड टू ट्रैप सनलाइट एनर्जी. This trapped sunlight energy is utilized by the autotrophs to make their own food by combining some simple inorganic materials from the surrounding. इसका मतलब है कि क्लोरोफिल का काम होता है सनलाइट एनर्जी को ट्रैप करना, और ये जो ट्रैप्ड सनलाइट एनर्जी है ये ऑटोट्रॉफिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स की हेल्प करती है अपना खाना बनाने में. वो अपना खाना बनाते हैं सनलाइट एनर्जी की मदद से ये कुछ इनऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल्स को कंबाइन करते हैं जैसे कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर, और इसी प्रोसेस को हम फोटोसिंथेसिस कहते हैं. बेसिकली ये जो खाना बनाते हैं ये ह्यूमंस और काफ़ी एनिमल
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Vanshika Dola. My topic is autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which an organism or synthesize its own food from simple inorganic materials like CO2 and H2O with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll and makes organic food. Glucose, all the green plants and some bacteria shows autotrophic nutrition. So these are known as autotrophs.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Nikita Singh, and today I am here to tell you about the process of mode of nutrition in amoeba. So, nutrition in amoeba. Nutrition in amoeba occurs through a process called phagocytosis, in which the organisms pretty much engulfs the food it plans on eating up. The mode of nutrition in amoeba is holozoic nutrition. It involves ingestion, digestion, and egestion. Amoeba does not have any specialized organ for Amoeba does not have any specialized organ for nutrition. Its entire process occurs through the body surface with the help of pseudopodia. As I already told you about the mode of nutrition of amoeba is holozoic nutrition. So, what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition is a nutrition which takes place in organisms. In those organisms which only take solid or liquid food inside them, and amoeba follow this holozoic nutrition. So holozoic nutrition takes place in amoeba in some following steps. So these steps are ingestion, digestion, and egestion. So the first step is ingestion. Ingestion is a process of taking the food inside the body either by swallowing it or absorbing it. Amoeba pushes out the pseudopodia to encircle the food and engulfs it by forming a food vacuole. And this process is also known as phagocytosis. The second step is digestion. Digestion is done in amoeba as the food vacuoles are transported deeper into the cell, and with the help of the digestive enzymes, the insoluble particles broke down into the simpler molecules. And the last step is egestion. Egestion is done in amoeba by rupturing the cell membrane to remove the unwanted and undigested food particle from its body. Thank you.
Myself Rianshi Saxena, and I am going to tell about the nutrition in amoeba. So, what is amoeba? Amoeba is an aquatic unicellular organism. Amoeba eats microscopic plants and animals, which floats in water in which amoeba lives. The mode of nutrition of amoeba is holozoic. The process of obtaining food by amoeba is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means cell feeding. Let us talk about the nutrition in amoeba. The various steps involved in nutrition in amoeba are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and the last one is addition. Let us talk about the first, which is ingestion. As you all know, amoeba has no mouth and no fixed place for the ingestion of food. When food comes near amoeba, it ingests these food particles by forming the temporary finger-like projections called pseudopodia around it. The food is anchored with a little surrounding water to form a food vacuole. We all know that food vacuole stored the food. We considered food vacuole to be a temporary stomach of amoeba. The food is digested in the food vacuole by digestive enzymes. The digestive enzymes from the cytoplasm enter into the food vacuole and break down the food particles into the small and soluble molecules by chemical reaction. Thus, We can say that easily. The digestion takes place inside the food vacuole by the help of digestive enzymes, due to which food dissolves. As we all know, amoeba doesn't require any blood system to carry out the food particles to all over the body. The food particles just spread out from the food vacuole into the whole of the amoeba body. After the absorption, the food vacuole disappears. A part of absorbed food in amoeba cells is used to make energy through respiration, and the remaining part of absorbed food is used to make the part of amoeba, which led to the growth of amoeba in size, and then amoeba can reproduce into divided into two daughter cells. When a considerable amount of undigested food collects in amoeba, then its cell membrane suddenly ruptures at any place, and the undigested waste thrown out of the cell body. That's how the last process of nutrition in amoeba, which is addition, is complete. And without this, the process of nutrition in amoeba is also complete.
In the word autotrophic, auto means self and trophic means nutrition. In this type of nutrition, organisms produce their own food and they need carbon and energy. And these requirements are fulfilled by another process called photosynthesis. In the process photosynthesis, the organisms such as all the green plants and cyanobacteria etc. take in inorganic materials into their bodies and combust them to produce energies or organic compound glucose in stored forms. Such organisms intake the atmospheric carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll produce an organic compound carbohydrate and oxygen. The oxygen is released out and the unutilized carbohydrates are stored in the body for further use. Photosynthesis generally includes absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll first. This was first. Second, the conversion of sunlight into the conversion of light energy into chemical energy to break down water into hydrogen and oxygen. And third, reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. The exchange of gases takes place through stromatal pores, but in this process water loss can be very much, and thus to prevent the water loss there are two guard cells on the mouth of each pore on the surface of the leaf. These swell when water comes into them, causing the mouth to open, and they shrink to close the mouth of the pore, and thus they prevent further water loss.
Hello everyone, I am Komal Gupta of class 10th. I am telling about autotrophic nutrition. We know as plants synthesize their own food, and this type of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. The word auto and troph, and then we combine it become autotrophic. The word literally means self-nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, we know that plants use CO2 and water from the surrounding in the presence of sunlight. Now we know this process is called photosynthesis. The word means light production. We define photosynthesis, the process of conversion of light energy into the chemical energy by the green parts of the plant to produce food. Green color due to in chlorophyll. Chlorophyll plays an important role in photosynthesis. Glucose is known as energy provider. So let's see steps are involved in photosynthesis. Now the first step is absorption of sunlight of chlorophyll, and the second step involved in two action. First, light chemical energy, and second is splitting of water hydrogen into oxygen, and the third step is CO2 reduction to carbohydrate, some raw material used in process of photosynthesis. First chlorophyll, second carbon dioxide, third sunlight, and fourth water. Chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. Then I am talking about on why plant need CO2, because CO2 is not utilized plant during the respiration process. Leaves have small pores is called photostomata. And why plant need to water, because it provides H2O.
Hello everybody, my name is Pratibha. I hope that you all are well. Now we will discuss our topic, working of human heart. The heart is the pump of our body. The heart is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist of our left hand. As we know, both O2 and CO2 have to be transported through the blood. So now we'll start our some basic knowledge. So first we discuss about veins and arteries. What are veins and arteries? So veins and arteries are the nerves of our human body. Veins which carries deoxygenated blood, arteries which carry oxygenated blood. So in case of heart you can discriminate that veins जो blood heart में ले आए और arteries जो blood heart से ले जाए. So now so there are 4 chambers in the heart, left auricle, left ventricle, right auricle and right ventricle. So these chambers prevent the oxygen rich blood from mixing with the blood containing carbon dioxide or CO2. Now in right auricle, blood came through vena cava. There are 2 vena cava, inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. Superior vena cava carries or supply blood from the upper part of the body. Inferior vena cava carries or supply blood from the lower part of the body. The blood which come into the right auricle filled right auricle for fixed duration, and when the right auricle filled fully, it contracts and the blood goes to the right ventricle. Now the right auricle is filled by the blood which comes from the right auricle for a certain duration, and then it contracts and the blood goes to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. The blood which goes to the lungs by the heart through pulmonary artery is deoxygenated. Then lungs purify the blood and make deoxygenated blood to oxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood have high concentration of CO2 or carbon dioxide is converted to oxygenated blood which have the high concentration of O2 by the law of conservation. Then the oxygenated blood goes from the lungs to left auricle through pulmonary vein. Now the oxygenated blood fill the left auricle for a certain duration. Then the left auricle contracts. After this, the blood goes to the left ventricle and fill it for a certain duration. As you can see, the walls of left ventricle is quite thick. This is because it creates the high pressure by which the blood supplied to all the parts of the body. For example, from scalp to the sole of our body. Aorta, through aorta. Aorta is not a single artery, but it is a system of artery which supply blood to all the parts of the body. This cycle continues, and that is how transportation of blood takes place in our body. The heart creates a sound, lub-dub, for a single cycle. This lub-dub sound is due to the closing and opening of valves. This valve is known as a right semilunar valve, and this valve is known as left semilunar valve, and this valve is known as right auricle ventricular valve, and this valve is known as left auricle ventricular valve. And now the topic is finished. I hope you will understand the working of human heart. Thank you.
My name is Ayush Kumar Singh. So today I will discuss about the topic human heart. How human heart is work. So our human heart is in 4-chambered heart. 4-chambered heart is more efficient than compared to the other chambers of the heart. 4-chambered heart contains left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle, right ventricle. So first, the air we breathe. In the air contains O2. O2 sends in our lungs. Then the lungs contain alveoli. Alveoli diffusion the O2 into blood. So the oxygenated blood means blood contains oxygen, O2. So the oxygenated blood goes through under high pressure to the left atrium. Left atrium position is relaxed. When the blood goes into left atrium under high pressure, its position changes into contract. When contract, the blood goes to the left ventricle. Left ventricle in the position of relax. When the blood enters in the left ventricle, then it contracts. So bloods cannot go upwards because they contains two structure like valves called valves. Valves prevent the blood upward. So the blood goes to the left ventricle. Then left ventricle blood, oxygenated blood, goes to there are 3 types of blood vessels. Tube-like structure. First, artery, main artery. Second, veins. Third, capillaries. So the blood goes to the main artery. Blood goes to the main artery, oxygenated blood. Then the artery sends the blood to the other organs. There are many organs, so the blood goes to the many organs. Then the blood goes to the second blood vessels, capillaries. Capillaries is very thick. So the capillary and etc. So the blood is present in the capillaries is impure blood, deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood contains CO2. Then this deoxygenated blood goes to the main vein called vena cava. Then the vein is thin. Vein sends the blood to the right atrium. Right atrium position is relaxed. When the blood goes into, then it contracts, then blood goes to the right ventricle. Right ventricle contracts, then blood goes to the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is like artery. Then pulmonary arteries sends the bloods to the lungs. Then the cycle, this rhythmic contraction and relaxation cycle is continuous. So the blood always goes to our heart beat 70 to 72 minutes in a minute. So the blood is in a second. So thank you. This is the process of the working of human heart. Okay.
Autotrophic mode of nutrition. We know that some organisms synthesize their own food while others not. The organisms who make their own food are called autotroph. Autotroph consist of two parts called auto and troph. Auto means self and troph mean nutrition. So it means self-nutrition. We know that plants and some bacteria are example of autotroph. Plant takes in organic material like carbon dioxide in their process. But it really don't mean that it only need carbon dioxide. It needs water, sunlight and chlorophyll. Water and carbon dioxide are converted into carbohydrate. Sunlight and chlorophyll help in this process. The plants take CO2 from their surroundings through the tiny pores present in the leaf base called stomata. So, stomata consist of two guard cells. The water present in the stomata are responsible for closing and opening of stomata. In this condition, plants are able to take CO2 from surroundings. Secondly, water is needed by plant, so it gets water from soil. Now, the conversion of water and carbon dioxide into carbohydrate need energy. They get energy from sunlight. The tissue called chloroplast help in this absorption of light. In the chloroplast, the green color pigment present called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll help in absorption of light. The whole process in which CO2 and water convert into carbohydrate in the presence of light is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis consists of two parts, photo and synthesizes. Photo means light, so it means synthesizes in the presence of light. Now we can define the term photosynthesis as carbon dioxide and water converted into carbohydrate in the presence of light. The main three steps of photosynthesis are absorption of carbon dioxide by chlorophyll, conversion of light energy into chemical energy, and reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. Now we can define the term autotroph as autotroph are organisms who take carbon dioxide and water and convert them into carbohydrate in the presence of light and chlorophyll, and this process is known as photosynthesis.